We'll tell you everything you need to know about the Disneyland Paris Dining Plan. Let's get started. Hi everyone, it's Adam from AH Disney. There are a ton of fantastic dining options at Disneyland Paris, and the dining plan can help you budget and organise your dining by prepaying for most or all of your meals before you arrive. Let's start with the three types: breakfast, half board and full board. Breakfast is what it says on the tin, breakfast only in your hotel, though you can use this in some other locations, which we'll cover later. A half board meal plan where you have breakfast and you'll receive 1 meal credit per person per night stay to use for either lunch or dinner. And finally you have the full board meal plan with breakfast and 2 meal vouchers per person per night. Usually if we have a dining plan we go for the half board. We usually have a big breakfast, then have some snacks in the parks for lunch before having a big dinner later in the evening. This said, if you have big appetites, you might want to consider full board. However, if you don't use all of your meal credits, you don't get any money back. As such, it might be better to go for half board and just buy the odd extra meal if you need it. Once you've picked how many meals you want to include a day, you'll then need to choose at what level. And you have a few to choose from. Standard and Plus are the same and differ in price purely based on which hotel you're staying in. This is on the basis that the moderate hotels have a wider breakfast selection and are therefore more expensive to buy out of pocket. Assuming you go half board, then Standard and Plus gives you your breakfast in your hotel, and then lunch or dinner at a quick service or a table service. You have a choice of 31 restaurants, and note this doesn't officially include character dining. Some restaurants will have set menus rather than buffets, and you may find in some restaurants there's a different Standard and Plus menu, but the difference in the food offering is usually quite small. The next option is Premium, but this is only available to guests staying at the Disneyland Paris Hotel. This is a lot more expensive than Standard or Plus, but it does include character dining, which both restaurants in the hotel are, as well as character dining locations in the parks. This plan level is only worth it if you're going to use those dining credits for and only eat in character dining locations to get the value. And finally there's an extra plus option, which is the premium plan with extra snacks and drinks included. For all of these plans, you get dining credits for each night in the hotel, so if you arrive on a Tuesday afternoon and check out on a Wednesday, because you didn't use your Tuesday breakfast credit, you'll use it on your last day. Let's go into a little bit more detail how the plan works in practice. You can only have a meal plan if you're staying in a Disneyland Paris hotel, and when you check in, you'll be given either a physical room key or a digital room key. This also acts as your park ticket, and your dining plan credits are loaded on the card. Let's start with breakfast. You don't need to pre-book this as you have an automatic entitlement in your hotel. At busy times you may be given a fixed time to return, but this has never happened to us. You can arrive for breakfast usually between 7 and 10 AM, but do check as times can vary, and you can enjoy the full buffet breakfast. This is pretty similar in most of the hotels, though the more expensive the hotel, the fancier the buffet. If you're staying at a moderate or deluxe hotel, it's quite nice to rope drop and take advantage of that extra magic hour, and then head back to the hotel for a late breakfast when it's quieter. Separately, whilst all the material says your breakfast is in the hotel, you can book a breakfast buffet in the park. Our favourite is Plaza Gardens, but at the time of recording this is closed until 2027. You have to pre-book these, but they're well worth it. They do cost more than your dining plan credit, so on arrival, you'd have your breakfast credit used and then you'd pay a supplement for the price difference. Moving on, let's cover lunch or dinner. And depending on which plan you picked, you're going to get 1 or 2 credits each day. These can be used in a few different ways. You can have a table service meal, which is an all you care to enjoy buffet, or a sit down meal, which will typically be 3 courses on a fixed menu with a couple of choices for each course. And your final option is a quick service, so think pizza, pasta, hot dogs, places you order, get your food there and then, eat and go. Note that quick service is the lowest cost and therefore the lowest value for your dining plan. To really make the most of the money you've paid, you're going to want to focus on table service meals. And you must pre-book your table service dining. One of the perks of staying in a Disneyland hotel is you can book up to 12 months out on the app. And if you forget to do this, there's usually a few last minute options, but please don't do this as it's not uncommon for there to be very little availability at weekends or on school holidays. Having to settle for a hot dog or a generic burger when you could be having a 3-course set meal is always going to feel disappointing. One of our top tips, if you can't get into a restaurant you're desperate to try, is just keep checking that app. Often people book lots of options and as they get closer to the day change their mind or something happens, so it can be possible to get a reservation last minute. Now there's a list of all the restaurants that are on the dining plan on the website, which we'll leave a link to. And all this means is the meal is fully covered for a buffet or a set menu, though some of these restaurants do charge extra for a soft drink as a heads up. Now something a lot of people don't know is that you can use these in any Disney owned restaurant. So for example, if you're on a standard or plus dining plan and you want that character dinner, you just pay the difference. Likewise, if you're in a restaurant with a set menu and you're not overly keen on the choice, you can order a la carte and just pay the extra. There are a small number of restaurants such as Brasserie Rosalie in Disney Village that are not owned or operated by Disney and as such are not eligible for use with your dining credit. All dining options have a menu on the website which includes the cost, so you can review and get a feel for what the food's like before you book. We have a guide on the best dining locations in Disneyland Paris on our channel, and a separate guide on how to get the maximum value for your dining plan, and we'll leave links at the end. Finally, let's cover a few common questions. Can you buy the dining plan later? The answer is yes, as long as you're staying in a Disneyland Paris hotel, you can add this on. But if you leave it last minute, you may not get the reservations you want. Can you stay in one hotel and eat in another? For breakfast, no, but for lunch or dinner, yes, with a reservation, no problem. And can you carry your points over or use them in a different format? The answer is yes. Let's say on your first day you're checking in very late, so you don't use your dining credit on day 1, you could use 2 dining credits on day 2. How do the dining plans work for children? So children under 3 can eat from their parents' plates at no charge. Children between 3 and 11 have their own separate lower price dining plan, and anyone over 11 is classed as an adult. And to finish, is a dining plan worth it? With the Half Board Plus dining plan costing €65 per person, and a typical breakfast buffet costing €30 to €40, and an average table service set menu or buffet restaurant costing €45, it can be good value. This said, if you don't eat breakfast or you're only going to have a light bite, then it might not be great value for you. Separately, if you prefer to snack and like quick service for the speed versus formal sit-down restaurants, this may not be good value. For us, we love the fact that you can pre-book, pre-plan and prepay for all your dining, and it takes a little of the pressure off when you're there knowing you're organised and it's all taken care of. This doesn't always result in huge savings, but you definitely can save money, and the convenience is a big benefit in itself. We have a lot of dining reviews on our channel, and if there's somewhere you're thinking of trying, check them out and let us know your thoughts. If you have any questions on the dining plan, leave them in the comments below, and if you like this video, please subscribe, like and hit that notification button for more. This is Adam, and until next time, just keep swimming.